This here is one of those games your cousins or relatives probably owned back in the day that you would never spend good money on. It didn't have an awesome 80s, early 90s Nintendo commercial, it wasn't plastered on gaming covers, hell, it probably didn't even have magazine ads. This is a true under-the-radar, low-flying cartridge, but one that may surprise you. Bump and Jump has you in control of Buggy, that's the name of your vehicle, Buggy, a souped-up miracle Jeep that can sail through the air with the greatest of ease like an 80s episode of The Dukes of Hazzard. And you'll need all that airtime too because there's all kinds of pitfalls, potholes, unfinished highways to avoid, not to mention a bloodthirsty gang out to fillet your skin. You've got your work cut out for you, guiding your vehicle through 16 stages to get to the final boss and to see the ending. Yes, there is an ending to this cart. Bet you didn't know that one, huh? For our controls, it's very simple here. Your B button is your emergency brake, the A button jumps, holding up is your gas, pressing down is your standard brake. In regards to your jumping ability, you must be going at least 150 to jump, otherwise you can't launch yourself. Your main attacks are also bumping into other smaller vehicles, sending them crashing into something, or landing on top of them after a jump, which is always very satisfying. For its sheer simplicity, you would think this game would be pretty boring pretty quick, but actually the game is a white-knuckle affair offering intense driving action. It's quite addicting too. Taking a look at the graphics, yes, Bump and Jump is on the simpler side of NES lookers. It doesn't have the same stunning visuals of Rad Racer, but rather the various vehicles look like tiny micro machines racing around the packed streets, and it just looks plain fun to watch. There's underpasses to jump over, buildings to swerve around. Everything is detailed perfectly, very simplified and stripped down, but sometimes that's all you need to make it work. It's a neat little driving game, and with all your rival cars, tankers, dump trucks, they look fine too. Your locales are stages like highways, a city, a busy coastline, and even mountain ranges filled with obstacles, boulders to race around. If I wanted to get nitpicky, perhaps some in-between cutscenes of the gang taunting you would have spiced things up a bit, like in other NES greats like Batman or Ninja Gaiden. But overall, I really enjoyed its simplistic view and presentation. The gameplay here is where this game truly excels. Bump and Jump won't tax your brain cells too much. It's the perfect pick up and play game with Twitch-style controls. It's funny how games like this are so simple, but so very hard to put down. It's not an easy game by any means, not at all, and the later stages are filled with tons of debris and crap all over the place to avoid and jump over. Not to mention the drivers just get more aggressive too. But like other NES games out at that time, simple doesn't mean bad, and Bumper had me trying just one more time. Getting into the music, the game has a pretty light-hearted soundtrack. The first level is quite laid back and feels more like a leisurely Sunday drive than a road rage quest for your bell. Honestly, I really enjoyed the soundtrack overall. While it may be, not as iconic as other NES contemporaries like Mega Man 2 or Castlevania, it's still very catchy and very cool. Now, if I had any gripes with Bump and Jump, it would be the lack of continues. You have a total of 3 lives to see how far you can get. Would have liked to seen, some limited continues at the very least, because this game is not easy, even for veteran NES players. Now, there is a continue code if you have a second controller plugged in, so there is that. Also, the lack of a 2-player mode is kind of a bummer, not alternating, but, cooperative. I can understand why it's a single-player experience, but come on, it would have been utter chaos and fun with couch co-op. One thing I forgot to mention is your power meter. It's located in the upper right corner and slowly drains over time. Should it ever reach 0, you won't be able to jump, so you have to constantly be on the lookout for red power barrels to refill your meter. This is another thing you'll have to keep in the back of your mind as you're dodging enemies, roadside hazards, and the like. It really adds to the challenge. If this game wasn't tough enough, right? Also, there's another hidden power-up I've only been able to find once during my playthrough. and that's this spark plug icon. Grabbing that will take you to a hidden garage where your vehicle gets inspected and repaired. This is kind of jarring the first time I saw this, and I'm not really sure if it benefits you in any way. You don't move faster, jump higher, or use less power to jump, so I'm not sure why this is included, but it was fun as a little surprise, if nothing else. Now, if you really want to show off and earn some extra swag, you can shoot for special landings on unique objects at the end of each level. Nailing these is not the easiest, but you'll net some big extra points if you can. My favorite landing is on the big tire or giant racing girl with checkered flag. Sweet. As far as gaming reviews go, well, this time I can only find one. And from all places, that's from the book How to Win at Nintendo Games #3, aka the NES Banana Book. Jeff Robin and crew gave the challenge an A, graphics B-, and sound effects B+, stating, "This cart offers many enjoyable variations on the Spy Hunter racing theme. The ability to play either a jumping style or old-fashioned racing game adds to already fine play value." Yeah, that's pretty fair.
If it makes you feel any better, Gambit, I go in like this, huh?
So, where does Bump and Jump sit in the vast field of NES carts? Well, fairly well, actually. The game has simple but clean graphics with a nice color palette. The areas to drive in are diverse and challenging, even if they do repeat. And the game can get very nasty and is very challenging. The lack of continuous or two-player mode didn't really hurt this one too bad. I'm giving Bump and Jump a Bronze Maxi Award medal. Check it out. I'm Will. For those about to retro, we salute you. Take care.